Okay. Hey there guys, and welcome back to Let's Play Dragon Age Inquisition Blind. Last time we got through the prologue. This time... Wow, there's a whole bunch of stuff on my map. Hello, person I can't talk to. Okay, yes, someone did mention in comments, or not in comments, when I was streaming at one point, that pressing V allows you to find out what's nearby, which is a good thing. Frostback Mountains in Haven.
Master Harry said that without more ore, he won't be able to get blades for the recruits.
Tell Master Harry that ore doesn't grow on trees.
Well, no, it comes out of the ground.
I think he knows, Mom. He talked about how we have to dig it up.
No, my lady, I don't know where the other nobles are. I suggest you ask Ambassador Montillier. Oh, you're her. Thrin, Inquisition Quartermaster. I'm doing what I can to supply this mess. If you find what I need to fill one of my requisitions, I'd appreciate you bringing it in.
What about requisitions?
What did you mean when you mentioned requisitions?
I'm making this Inquisition run with what we have, but we're not a real army. We're stretched thin on materials, so I've put up a requisition list for anything that could help our people. Here, take a look. You find some iron and a good logging site. Maybe Harriet can get our troops better weapons.
Alright. Well, I know what her job is. How'd you end up here?
How does someone end up as quartermaster for the Inquisition?
Particularly since the Inquisition didn't exist until like an hour ago.
Best commanding officer this world has ever seen. After they all turned on him at Denerim, though, there wasn't much use for people who held that opinion. King Alistair offered my services to the Inquisition, probably to get rid of me.
So wait, how long after the Inquisition was founded is this? I thought we like just declared it a thing, and now Alistair's sending help. What would she is a noble? I'm gonna say no wonder you're unpopular. I can't imagine that she has a very high opinion of Loghain. I know I personally don't, but I have to consider this from her perspective. But she is a noble, and the nobles all turn against Loghain.
With that attitude, I can't imagine how you made enemies in Denerim.
People just don't want to hear the truth. I was at Ostagar, and I know what really happened. King Cailan overextended his position, and the Grey Wardens were too late lighting the signal. Following the original plan would have gotten everyone killed. Turn Loghain made the right decision. I apologize. Sister Liliana told me I shouldn't talk about this. Just forget it.
So yeah, how do I fill special orders?
If I have materials
You're
for a
crazy.
special order, do I bring it to you?
Just take it over there. One of my boys will take the materials or jot down what you found.
I do have to say that's an interesting... I mean, one of the really interesting things about Loghain is that his story can be interpreted in either of those ways. You can absolutely interpret it as Loghain did what he could in order to save his part of the army, but you can also interpret it as he abandoned the troops, you know. The big thing that kind of leads me against Loghain is that after he did that, he said the Grey Wardens had turned on the king, which is obviously wrong, so I can't actually support him. Alright. 1 logging stand, 5 iron.
Thanks for checking anyway.
Let's see. There's a head over here. Hello, head. Oh, it's Varric's head. Hello, Varric's head.
So, now that Cassandra's out of earshot, are you holding up all right? I mean, you go from being the most wanted criminal in Thedas to joining the armies of the faithful.
Well, you did sort of the same thing, buddy.
Spread that out over more than one day.
Again, how long has it been since the Inquisition was named? I'm just glad to be alive.
I'm just glad I'm still standing after all that.
I still can't believe you survived Cassandra. You're lucky you were out cold for most of her frothing rage. For days now, we've been staring at the breach, watching demons and maker knows what fall out of it. Bad for morale would be an understatement. I still can't believe anyone was in there and lived.
Why did you stick around? I mean, you weren't exactly chained, and I probably wouldn't have hung out with the Inquisition that was interrogating
If it
me.
was that bad, why did you stay? Cassandra said you were free to go.
I like to think I'm as selfish and irresponsible as the next guy, but this... Thousands of people died on that mountain. I was almost one of them. And now there's a hole in the sky. Even I can't walk away and just leave that to sort itself out.
Yeah, I was pretty dang lucky.
It's pure luck that I escaped.
Good luck or bad? You might want to consider running at the first opportunity. I've written enough tragedies to
I
recognize...
keep forgetting he's a bard and like a
Heroes
novelist.
are everywhere.
I just think of him
I've
as a
seen that.
dude with a crossbow.
But the hole in the sky... That's beyond heroes. We're going to need a miracle.
I'm not done with you.
Need
This is
something?
a Dragon Age game. I can talk to you like crazy. Questions about Hawk. Tell me about the Red Lyrium, actually. I figured this is where she would start, because he did kind of freak out about Red
The red
Lyrium.
lyrium we found at the temple seemed to upset you.
My brother Bartrand and I sort of
What?
discovered Red Lyrium during an expedition in the Deep Road.
Dude, you're falling to the ground.
We located an ancient thaig, so old it barely looked dwarven. There was this idol there made of it. Bartrand brought it back to the surface, and, well, everything's gone downhill from there.
Yeah, I wanna... So, what exactly is Red
So
Lyrium?
what is it? Just another kind of lyrium?
The red stuff is lyrium like a dragon is a lizard. It's not just a different color. It has a whole host of weirdness all its own. I've written to every mining cast house in Orzammar. No one's seen this stuff before or knows where it came from.
What exactly does it do?
What makes it
He's
special?
told us not to touch it.
Regular lyrium can mess you up pretty badly, but you have to ingest it for that to happen. Red lyrium messes with your mind when you're just near the stuff. You hear singing, get violent, paranoid, and then it does creepy shit. Makes things float, brings statues to life. It also turned Kirkwall's Knight Commander to lyrium. Everyone's been kept at least 100 paces from it since.
I remember that. I'm not going to ask him why it was in the temple, because he obviously doesn't know. So that's a silly
I
question.
think that's enough on red lyrium.
Yeah, not really my favorite subject. Need something?
What about Hawk?
I read
Tell me
your
about me.
Tale of the Champion, and I have a few questions.
That's a pretty common reaction. Go ahead.
Yeah, where's everyone now, other than you? I know where you are.
Where are the rest of Hawk's associates now?
Merrill decided to look after the elves left homeless by the fighting. She's done a pretty good job of keeping them away from the mages and Templars, so far. I guess she has plenty of practice avoiding stupid human battles with her old Dalish clan. Fenris has kept himself busy, hunting down the Tevinter slavers who came south to prey on the refugees. I'm not sure exactly where he is at the moment. You can usually follow the trail of corpses, though. Isabella went back to the raiders. She's calling herself an admiral now. I don't know if she's actually in charge or just has a really big hat. Might be the same thing, honestly. Sebastian went back to Starkhaven. I'm sure he's boring all sorts of people there. Last I knew, Hawk's sister Bethany was doing something wardening near the Anderfell's border. Aveline is still guard captain. I'm pretty sure Kirkwall would fall into the sea if she quit her job.
Interesting. I do have to wonder, do like humans give birth in like a day in this world? How can there be this many people for us to kill?
My creator, judge me whole. Find me well within your grace. Touch me with fire that I be cleansed. Tell me I have sung to your...
And you've seen no signs of the Grey Wardens anywhere. You're certain?
Even mountains had a heart once. When the world was young, Korth, the mountain father, kept his throne at the peak of the Belinas, the mountain in the center of the world, from which he could see all corners of the earth and sky. And he saw strong men become weak, brave men grow cowardly, and wise men turn foolish for love. Korth devised a plan that might never be betrayed by his own heart, taking it out and hiding it where no soul would ever dare search for it. He sealed it inside a golden cask, buried it in the earth, and raised around it the fiercest mountains of the world he'd ever seen. This sounds a lot like Davy Jones, actually. The Frostbacks, to guard it. But without his heart, the mountain father grew cruel. His chest was filled with bitter mountain winds that shrieked and howled like lost souls. Food lost its flavor, music had no sweetness, and he lost all joy in the deeds of valor. He sent avalanches and earthquakes to torment the tribes of men. Gods and men rose against him, calling him a tyrant. But with no heart, Kord could not be slain. Soon there were no heroes left, either among gods or men, who would dare challenge Korth. The Lady of the Skies sent the best of her children, the swiftest, the cleverest, and the strongest flyers, to scour the mountains for the missing heart. And for a year and a day they searched, but Sparrow, Raven, Vulture, and Eagle, Swift and Albatross returned to her with nothing. Then the Pygmalion spoke up and offered to find the god chief's heart. The other birds laughed, for the Pygmalion was a tiny bird, too humble to soar, which spent half its time hopping along the ground. The lady would not give the little creature her blessing, for the mountains were too fierce, even for eagles, but the Pygmalion set out anyway. The little bird traveled deep into the frostbacks, and when she could not fly, she crawled. She hugged the ground and weathered the worst of the mountain winds, and so made her lonely way to the valley where the heart beat. With all the gods' terrible deeds, the heart was far too heavy for the little bird to carry, so she rolled it, little by little, out of the valley and down a cliff. And when the golden crest struck the earth, it shattered. The heart was full almost to bursting, and the pain of it roused the mountain god to come see what had happened. When Korth neared his heart, it leapt back into his chest, and he was whole again. And then Hakon Winter's Breath bound Korth's chest with 3 bands of iron and 3 bands of ice, so it could never escape again. And all the remaining gods named the Pygmalion honored, even above the loftiest eagle. Resources found here. Like in the frostbacks, or like
We're not
here?
to be sarcastic.
I've actually thought about that. I don't know though, I listen to a lot of audiobooks, and so I'm not sure that I would actually be all that good at it. Why, hi there, Flissa.
Can we get you anything?
What's in Haven?
What can you tell me about this area?
Adan is Haven's apothecary. He's been making potions and tending to the wounded as best he can. Harrit is the Inquisition smith. Whatever he can make you, Thren the quartermaster can probably find. And for anything fancier, you can try buying from Segret. His prices aren't too high. Yet. Oh, there's also Minave. Sheep, studies, beasts, and things.
Sheep does something. Okay, you're boring.
Goodbye.
Can't talk to the minstrel. What's the point of even having a minstrel if I can't tell him to sing a song about me?
Of course.
I mean, that's like the whole point of being on a hero is to hear songs about yourself, right? Let's see. There's another face over here. There's stuff everywhere. I'm not entirely sure how to get to it, though. A lot of it seems to be on the other side of... Oh. Well, here's how you get to it. Never mind, guys. Hello, Secret.
We'll need some of your cloth.
Ah, you're awake and out of Lady Cassandra's clutches. And here I paid that little knife ear to inform me the moment you were free. No matter, no matter. Segret, honored to meet you. Thank you for all you've done, and hopefully will still do.
What?
What do you think I'll be doing exactly?
Word's already spreading that if anyone could close that blighted thing in the sky...
Oh, I guess that is true. I can totally close that.
For a reasonable price, of course. Supplies are a little tight, given the circumstances.
What's
You
going
must
on in
speak to
town?
Almost everyone here. How are people doing?
Hope and fear in equal measure. No one really knows what it means when an Inquisition is called. Yet. I imagine it's no better for you. You've got my sympathies, for what it's worth.
What do you have
Can
to
I
sell?
see what you have for sale?
Of course. My wares are at the table.
Oh, interesting. Okay, I can't buy from him directly. Well, I'm not... Balanced dagger is better than what I have currently. I have 215 coins. It's interesting, they don't use the gold system anymore, it's just coins. You know, I'm actually going to save my money. From what I've found in these games like this, if you're not going to buy something really expensive and awesome, it's not worth buying it. Actually, Oh, no, never mind. I was going to say, wait, does he have any potions? But that's right. In this game, you don't buy potions. You just have a certain number of them. Hold on. I'm going the wrong way.
You had granted them power over the very fade itself.
Blissa wants to know if you have anything that can make...
No, I'm not. I'm lost. I am so bad with directions, you guys. I really wish there was a... like... run button so I could not wander around so much. Well, there's a lot more. There's like an anvil somewhere. Where is that? It's like it's behind this wall, but I don't know how to get to it exactly. Huh. Well, I have to assume it's not important since I can't get there. So that's Varric. I already talked to him.
A learned child is a blessing upon his parents and on children.
Wow. These poor guys in the tavern must be like freeze. I can't even close the door. Wow. The game is forcing me to be a jerk. That's no good. I don't want to be a jerk. Oh, that's just the... I was like, that's something. There's a thing. To be honest, that seems to search, but I don't really know that it does anything for me. The Randy Dowager Quarterly? Oh my gosh. The Randy Dowager Quarterly welcomes the cool of autumn with the fall of another. The collection, Dreams of Desire, being the confessions of an apprentice in training more furrowing than harrowing, forbidding dalliances at their most spirited. The Randy Dowager exhibitions for the noble of thought but spry of step. The lady herself says enchanting. One supports the circles, if only because closed doors offer the imagination more. 3 scarves fluttered in shock out of 5. Okay. Whose house is this? I don't think I want to know. That's your house. Good. I was kind of hoping that wasn't that. Wow.
The chosen of Andraste. The blessed hero sent to save us all.
Yeah, sounds amazing.
Am I riding in on a shining steed?
I would have suggested a griffon, but sadly they're extinct. Joke as you will, posturing is necessary.
Yeah, but not amongst people that actually know.
I've journeyed deep into the fade in ancient ruins and battlefields to see the dreams of lost civilizations.
Wait,
I've
what?
watched as hosts of spirits clash to reenact the bloody past in ancient wars, both famous and forgotten. Every great war has its heroes. I'm just curious what kind you'll be.
Yeah,
What
you
do
see
you mean
ancient
ruins
ruins.
and battlefields?
Any building strong enough to withstand the rigors of time has a history. Every battlefield is steeped in death. Both attract spirits. They press against the veil, weakening the barrier between our worlds. When I dream in such places, I go deep into the fade. I can find memories no other living being has ever seen.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. How can you sleep at a place like that?
You fall asleep in the middle of ancient ruins. Isn't that dangerous?
I do set wards. And if you leave food out for the giant spiders, they are usually content to live and let live.
Not in my experience. They always attack me. Oh, that's really interesting. Originally, when I asked about the ruins, I had the chance to say what kind of hero I would be, and because I chose the ruins, the dialogue actually progressed, and I can't talk about that anymore. Always before in these games, you always had a chance to dig for information before you answered. So I really like that conversations are dynamic in this. I am quite impressed that you can sleep and see the past.
I've never heard of anyone going so far into the fade. That's extraordinary.
Thank you. It's not a common field of study for obvious reasons. Not so flashy as throwing fire or lightning. The thrill of finding remnants of a 1,000-year-old dream? I would not trade it for anything. I will stay then. At least until the breach has been closed.
Was that in
I
doubt?
appreciate it.
I am an apostate surrounded by Chantry forces in the middle of a mage rebellion. Cassandra has been accommodating, but you understand my caution.
That is quite true. Oh, jeez. Can I just, not answer none of these? I don't know Cassandra well enough to say she'll protect you. I don't want to, belittle his problems by saying neither of these two. I want to say we have bigger problems. I don't want to say that because I don't know that.
The giant hole in the sky trumps any other concerns. We can worry about the rest later.
Yes. Who can say what this world will look like when we are done fighting for it? But now let us hope either the mages or the Templars have the power to seal the breach.
No, just like Varric, I'm not done with you.
Our primary goal. But I hope we might also discover what was used to create it. Any artifact of such power is dangerous. The destruction of the
That is quite true. You think it's still around?
You don't think
I mean, it
whatever
kind of
caused the
exploded, right?
explosion was destroyed in the blast?
You survived, did you not? The artifact that created
I didn't create the explosion.
Unlike anything seen in this age. I will not believe it destroyed until I see the shattered fragments with my own eyes.
With my own eyes. Well, it'll turn up.
Anything with that kind of power is bound to show up sooner or later.
Liliana's people have scoured the area near the blast and found nothing. Whatever the artifact
That's because they're
was,
NPC characters. You need a PC to find stuff like that.
in any case, did you need me for anything?
What about the Fade?
What do you know about the Fade?
A great deal, from my wanderings.
Yeah. Assuming it'd be a lot, since that's your area of expertise.
But I can share what I have learned.
Well, do it. Tell me about the breach.
I'd like to know more about the breach.
Since that's what we're trying to close.
It is a tear in the veil between this world and the Fade, allowing spirits to enter the world physically. Small tears occur naturally when magic weakens the veil, or when spirits cluster at an area that has seen many deaths. But your mark allows you to exert some control over the breach. That means it was created deliberately.
So, in this world then, just purely wandering a battleground raises your chance of being, like, possessed by spirits, because they're just going to congregate there? That's interesting, and kind of frightening.
I'd like to know more about the veil.
Circle mages call it a barrier between this world and the Fade, but according to my studies in ancient elven lore, that is a vast oversimplification. Without it, imagine if spirits entered freely. The Fade was not a place one went, but a state of nature like the wind.
Okay. Sounds strange. So, the Fade is a, like, element of nature?
I don't know if I can imagine that.
Try.
Sorry.
Imagine if spirits were not a rarity, but a part of our natural world. Like a fast-flowing river.
Well, I
Yes,
already
it can
kind of
drown
do
careless
think that.
children, but it can also carry a merchant's goods or grind a miller's flour. That is what the world could be if the veil were not present. For better or worse.
Wouldn't that let spirits just, like, yeah, the demons, couldn't they just, like, come through
I'd
without
like
the veil?
to know more about demons.
The chantry says that demons hate the natural world and seek to bring their chaos and destruction to the living. But such simplistic labels misconstrue their motivations, and in so doing, do all a great disservice. Spirits wish to join the living, and a demon is that wish gone wrong.
What? Huh. That's actually really, really true, because in Dragon Age 2, you had... in Dragon Age 1, you had justice, and by Dragon Age 2, Anders' anger had turned him into vengeance. And he was a little bit like a demon at that point, and Anders couldn't really control him. But, so demons are really just a spirit of attraction turned to obsession, is what you're saying. Yeah, can we turn demons back then?
Is there a way to coexist? To live with them? If not in peace, at least without such active confrontation.
Not in the world we know today. The veil creates a barrier that makes true understanding most unlikely. But the question is a good one, and it matters that you thought to ask.
Interesting.
We'll talk later.
I'm not sure I necessarily agree with his, like, the veil would be better if it weren't a thing, because that sounds horrific and scary. But it's a good question. Oh, okay. So the apothecary lets me make my potions better.
We have so many injured.
We'll get them back on their feet. Look who's back from the dead. Again.
Hello. Yeah, who are you? I don't know you.
I don't recall meeting you before.
I'd be surprised if you did. You weren't particularly coherent. Someone had to patch you up after you staggered out of making us wear, though. So, you're welcome.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Thanks. I was wondering who's leaving all those notes around about my treatment.
I didn't realize. Thank you.
Yeah. Well, you can pay me back by fixing the world.
Done.
Thanks to Dan.
With a loaf of bread.
I'm in charge of keeping our little band here stocked with potions and elixirs. Not that Seeker Pentagast seems to care whether we've got the supplies to actually do that.
Any help?
Is there anything I can do to help out?
We're fine as far as raw labor goes. You've more important things to do than tend to me. I only wish I'd been able
You
to
got that
find
right.
Master Tajan's notes. Old bastard was working on something special. He died
Who's
at
Master
the
Tajan?
conflict, and his notes weren't here. Been too busy dealing with the wounded to look for them.
How's everything
How are
going?
your people holding up?
There's no shortage of work. That's for damn sure.
How do I go about having potions made?
Just take a look there and tell me what you'd like. Find a recipe for something better, I can make that too.
Alright. So, yeah, upgrade potions. Interesting. So there are regeneration potions as well. Healing potions. I need 1 Dawn Lotus. I need 29 Elf Fruit, and I have 4. Okay, and some more potions I haven't discovered. Tonics. I don't know any of those. Grenades. Don't know any of those. Alright. Cool beans. Okay, so regeneration potion is a long-term health potion. I'm actually not going to mess with that. I'm going to save my elf fruit to upgrade my potions, rather than getting special super regeneration potions. Anything in here? Doesn't look like it. Oh darn, I thought searching actually did something. This place seems completely non-helpful. Solus, your house sucks. Okay, and I think that is all of the village I can explore at the current moment.
And I
So,
shall
let's head to the
embrace
Chantry.
you. In
Yeah, I've
my
been there already.
arms lies eternity.
Does it trouble you? Does it trouble you?
Does what trouble me? The fact that the whole world's going to end if I don't do something? Yeah, where does it come from? What actually is going
I
on?
just wish I knew what it was, or how I got it.
We will find out. What's important is that your mark is now stable, as is the breach. You've given us time, and Solus believes a second attempt might succeed, provided the mark has more power. The same level of power used to open the breach in the first place.
Oh,
That
okay,
is
so
not
I just...
easy to come by.
We just have to find the artifact and recreate it, like unblow it up, and then use it to close the breach. Got it. Got an idea, it sounds like.
Clearly, you have something in mind.
We do.
I bet I just guessed what it was, too. Hi, people I don't know. And
May
Liliana.
I present Commander Cullen, leader
Oh.
of the Inquisition's forces.
Such as
Did not recognize you.
We lost many soldiers in the valley, and I fear many more before this is through.
This is Lady Josephine Montelier, our ambassador and chief diplomat.
I've heard much. It's a pleasure to meet you at last.
And of course, you know Sister Liliana.
My position here involves a degree of...
She is our spy master.
Yes, tactfully put, Cassandra.
Impressive titles. I'm the Chosen of
That's
Andraste.
an impressive bunch of titles.
I mentioned that your mark needs more power to close the breach for good.
Which means we must approach the rebel mages for help.
And I still disagree. The Templars could serve just as well.
We need power, Commander. Enough magic poured into that mark.
Might destroy us all. Templars could suppress the breach, weaken it, so...
Pure speculation.
I was a Templar. I know what they're capable of.
Unfortunately, neither group will even speak to us yet. The Chantry has denounced the Inquisition, and you specifically.
I do have to say that one thing is two things that are interesting right now. One, Commander Cullen is the only character to play a significant role in all three games. Granted, I'm not finished with Dragon Age 3 yet. Actually, I guess Liliana played a bigger role, but it's like in Dragon Age 1, Cullen played a fairly minor role. In Dragon Age 2, he played a pretty significant one. He was basically head of the Templars in Kirkwall. And here, he is sort of the head of the Soldiers of the Inquisition. Liliana, I guess, is the other contender for that, because she was a playable character in 1, barely played a role at all in 2. She showed up as a cameo, and then is the, spy master in 3. But it's just interesting that such a minor character in the first game continued to stick it out for subsequent games. Most characters fade in and out of the story, but he's been pretty consistently here. The other one I think is kind of funny is that every game you end up with a title, because characters can't say your name. In Game 1, you're referred to as the Hero Ferelden or the Warden. Game 2, you're the Champion of Kirkwall, and now here we're the Chosen of Andraste. That's all I did.
They still think I'm guilty.
That is not the entirety of it any longer. Some are calling you the Herald of Andraste, and that frightens the Chantry.
Oh, Herald, not Chosen.
The remaining clerics have declared it blasphemy, and we, heretics, for harboring you.
Chancellor Roderick's doing, no doubt.
It limits our options. Approaching the mages or Templars for help is currently out of the question.
Yeah, they're not worried about the breach in the sky?
They aren't more concerned about the breach, the real threat.
They do know it's a threat. They just don't think we can stop it.
The Chantry is telling everyone you'll make it worse. There is something you can do. A Chantry cleric by the name of Mother Giselle has asked to speak.
I've heard about her in the village.
She's not far.
And I think I've heard about her before.
Far better than I. Her assistance could be invaluable.
I can't remember where she was from, but I definitely remember a Mother Giselle. I think, was she the mother in Lothering in the first one? Maybe. Why will she
Why
want
would
to help
someone
us?
from the Chantry help a declared heretic?
I understand she's a reasonable sort. Perhaps she does not agree with her sisters. You will find Mother Giselle tending to the wounded in the hinterlands near Redcliffe.
Look for other opportunities to expand the Inquisition's influence while you're there.
We need agents to extend our reach beyond this valley, and you're better suited than anyone to recruit them.
In the meantime, let's think of other options. I won't leave this all to the Herald.
War table allows you to apply the power of the Inquisition throughout ORLAIS and Ferelden. Oh, we're actually going to get to go to Orlais in this game. Awesome. So currently, over on the Orlais side, I can do absolutely nothing. That makes sense. This is the first thing, and it's not really going to let me do anything. Although I am kind of glad to actually see what Orlais looks like. But needless to say, I don't really recognize it. Now, Ferelden.
I'll take what I can find.
So yeah, there's dinner room up there. Don't know. That is the Warden's Keep, if I remember correctly. There's Lake Calenhead, and there's where the Circle Tower used to be. There's the Frostback Mountains. Redcliffe is there. And then down here will be Ostagar. Okay, and is this where we are? No, Frostback should be like over here somewhere. I don't know what that is. But Scout the Netherlands. Okay, Mother Giselle is lessening the hinterlands outside Redcliffe, sending refugees who fled the fighting between renegade Templars and apostate mages. Last reports suggest the very struggles between the two groups spread the hinterlands, catching the refugees. Alright. Giselle died, and any chance to support dies with her. I don't have any forces. And I don't have any connections. Okay. What do I do? Oh, I guess I just double-click that. Cool. Okay, I'm not quite sure what that was. I guess that was our scouts taking care of both the mages and the Templar that are causing all the ruckus. The fracas. fracas. We avoided the fighting as best we could. It's every bit as bad as we'd feared. The apostates are mad, attacking anything that moves, and it appears that the Templars here aren't following anyone's orders any longer. We located Mother Giselle and are trying to protect her, but she refuses to leave the refugees until we've ensured their safety. That will be hard to do without troops to push the apostates and the Templars out of the area. Okay. Sure, let's do it. Party selection. Well, yeah, bring everyone. Why would we not do that? Confirm. That's an interesting loading screen. I kind of like the previous ones better, where it showed them standing there. But that may mean that we're eventually going to get enough troops that it's not feasible to have the old screen. Because, you know, just the cards that very quickly say, oh, these are your guys. Would make a little more sense in that.